when people take shots at the media for, blaming the, media, saying you guys perpetuated the cycle that she got into of what made her, get into the overdose. I'll let you all know that weekend, 8 people from the shelter around the area, the shelter that she stayed in, you know what I'm saying, the Covenant House, all those different places around Yonge Street, because I used to see her on Yonge Street all the time, okay? Not to say that I'm hanging out with her on Yonge Street, whatever. I used to see her, okay? Acting wild, doing whatever she do, or maybe just passing through her and a couple of people, you know what I'm saying? But I've also seen multiple Debbies over the years. I used to hustle on Yonge Street back in 2000. Not 2000 and something. 2000, 2000 or 2000. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole bunch of different street kids that were coming out in and out of that Covenant House over there by Young and Gerard, or by the Yonge Street Mission, aka the Evergreen. The only difference between them and Debby is they didn't have a super high Instagram following. You know what I'm saying? So what happened to her is super tragic, but it's not unique. And it's unfortunate. But when people jumped in the comments, and there's two different sides. There's two different types of people who jumped in the comments. There's the people who jumped in the comments who said disgusting and horrible things. You know what I'm saying? People who should be ashamed of themselves to be able to type an impressed post to some of the things that y'all said underneath the YouTube video and some of the Instagram posts. I'm talking about like rejoicing or making jokes at her passing or anybody's passing. Just subhuman being type shit. And if any of y'all are in this live, you're subhumans, fam. You're not real people. You're not good people, you know what I mean? If something bad happens to you, you probably fucking deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Because to be able to think of the things to type into the comments far less more than press post, you're not a good person. You're just a piece of shit person. You know what I'm saying? And bad things should happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of times people feel that when they're typing it, it doesn't have the same effect as if they said it, in real life. If the words came out their mouth. They're like, I just typed it. It's just jokes. It's just trolling. But those are real words. You know what I'm saying? Those real words make sentences that you can read and then create feelings. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned to not internalize comments. The shit don't bother me. But other people be reading these comments that are loved ones of different people. And that shit probably hurts them. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So if you're jumping under any of our videos of us addressing this issue and are like, natural selection at its finest, and you get hit by a car tomorrow, somebody should put that under your comments when somebody posts an RIP about you. Because I read that. That's a real comment in our YouTube. This disgusting, vile shit. You should be ashamed of yourself. So, when it comes to like feeling like any type of responsibility as part of the media that people talk about, I say cap. Because yes, we do repost content every once in a while. If you look on this page or on my personal page, every once in a while I'll repost something that's like a viral piece of content. Something with somebody who might have mental health issues. But that's not really in our wheelhouse, in our toolbox. You know what I'm saying? We have so much content that we create, like that we produce, that I gotta repost on the page, whether it's a new episode of the podcast, whether it's a music video from one of the artists that have been on our show that we've interviewed, whether it's an interview clip. There's something always that we have to post that takes our attention away from posting the thing that Debby was doing on Young Street, right? The things that helped her to get viral, you know what I'm saying? When she popped up in front of Drake's house, I didn't post that. It didn't interest me. What we did post is when she came and made content with us. When, when Gutsy Guts interviewed her and picked her brain and asked her why she was like that. That's what we posted. You know what I'm saying? Content. Produced content where he was asking her about substance abuse and alcoholism and, what ways we can convince her to stop. On camera, not behind the scenes. And then brought her back for another episode as a co-host, asking her opinions on music going on in the scene and different news stories, because we gave a fuck about her opinion. Unlike most people, they just gave a fuck about maybe filming her and getting a moment. So when, the judgment was being passed around by the judgment, comments of Instagram and different platforms, I felt no way. I'm like, they ain't talking about us. They talking about them other niggas. They ain't talking about us. We good. When it was time for me to go to sleep, I was out. Slept like a baby. Because I don't feel guilt. Not part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Of if you guys want to call part of the problem. Because it's not, the blogs is the part of the problem and that's why she's dead. Like, no, fam. It's a combination of a whole bunch of things. And like I said in the beginning of talking about this, and salute to 220 on the beat. What up? She wasn't unique. She was unique in many ways because she was an individual. But when you live around the downtown area, like I've lived for mad years. I've lived downtown for 20 years. As long as some of y'all people in this life have been alive. I've seen dozens of the exact same example. Young little runaways from whatever town or whatever end of the city who found their way down to Young Street. Sometimes they're up from hustling. Sometimes they're down. Sometimes they're doing drugs. Sometimes they're not. Some of them end up to go on and become older and become somebody's baby mom. And some of them follow me to this day who are somebody's baby mom right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like when people seen Debby, they were like, yo, this is so crazy. But it's because she was the one out of all of those kids on Young Street who had a huge Instagram following. But if all of them Young Street Mission kids, and big salute to any of the people who are out there who try to help any of those kids, any of the people who are homeless, any of the runaways, big salute to y'all, because that's a big responsibility. That's a big thing to deal with people who have so many issues, and not just dealing with one. You're dealing with multiple who are coming from all ends of Canada, all ends of the world sometimes, who end up on Young Street. There's enough Montrealers who come down here. You know what I'm saying?